This is Marcella Precise, and thank you for coming to the YAAYYOU Toast. Today we have Tiona, Deniece. She's amazing. She's great. She's talented. She's beyond. And she does so many things within the community. She is a force to be reckoned with. She goes forward into everything she wants to do. I've never seen her not do what she wants to do. And she brings people along. I think she is magical. I think that her joy is infectious. And I want to toast to you today, Tiona, because you are a great content creator. You're a brand ambassador. You have wonderful, wonderful, unique spaces where you do your thing within sports, within sneakers, within arenas and speaking. And I think you deserve all the good things coming your way. So toast to you, Mama.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It is one thing to see what's going on TV and say, oh, okay, that's going on TV. It's another thing to be a part of the entities that are on TV. Talk to us about what you did with Toyota.
Man, that was like a really cool experience. So, of course, as we're talking, my dog busts in the room. This is what I'm talking about. You just don't care about what I got going on. But anyway, she's like, boom, bust in. Anyway, so they came to me and they asked me if I would be interested in doing a campaign about comparing sneakers to hybrids. And I'm like, I actually drive a Toyota, so it was kind of like, really, do I get a free Toyota with this or like a discount? I didn't, but it's cool. So it was cool because I got to shoot it myself. So this is my sneaker room, so I had to pretty much reconfigure my wall so I can show like my sneakers. I can show New Balance and Nike at the same time because I had to get special clearance to talk about both. And we shot it. We took like a couple of hours. I just shot it in my house by myself with my own equipment, everything. And they loved it, and they put it out. So they did a campaign with, it was me comparing sneakers to hybrids, and they had a cook comparing like cooking to hybrids, and then they had like a fitness instructor comparing certain things like exercises or whatever to hybrids. It was a really cute campaign, so really thankful to be a part of that. That was probably like the highlight of my last year for sure.
Yes, you think yourself into so many unique spaces, and I love how everyone just welcomes you and your ideas. They come up with stuff because they see you as, oh, she's the face of goodness. She's doing this. She's capable of doing that. Even with She Likes to Kick It, the She Likes to Kick It brand. I love what I see up there. And what is your favorite piece from the She Likes to Kick It brand? You know, there's pins and there's different things. Like, what do you say?
Good question. I don't even have any pins with me because I've like sold them out, but I think I love a good hoodie. Like, y'all, anybody that knows me knows that I will wear a hoodie with everything, no matter what weather it is. I'm gonna have on a hoodie. But I think the enamel pin was probably my favorite piece because when I dropped them, I got so much love from off of them, and they sold out. They sold out. I couldn't even keep up with the demand of them because they're just so easy. You could just put them on a hat. You can put them on a jacket. I actually wear mine on my jackets. So I have to like switch them out. But that's probably like my favorite piece. And I'm actually working on a few things for this year because I had to actually take my site down because I sold out of everything. And I took everything down. So everything, if you go to my website now, everything shows sold out because I wanted to reconfigure it. And I got so busy with creating mask and glove that I didn't have time to like replenish everything. So this year I'm bringing on, I have an assistant now. I have like a team, designers and stuff that I'm working with. So shout out to my assistant, Nah, she's great. And so we're going to be putting that back out. I'm actually working on some cool pieces, actually, as we speak. Last night, so one of the weird things about like my creative process is like, I get ideas at the most randomest of moments. So my friend had sent me a message. It was like, yo, do you want to buy this jacket from off of me, right? He bought this Uniqlo and Marni vest. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of dope. And I was thinking about it, and this morning I'm like, ooh, what if we customize it and make it into a She Likes to Kick It vest? So after our meeting, I'm actually gonna call him and be like, dude, I got an idea. Can we get this done before I go out of town on Tuesday and see if I can wear it on the show on Wednesday? So my mind is just a crazy thing, but definitely more She Likes to Kick It stuff coming this year.
Oh my God, for the win, everything you
For
do,
the win.
win, okay? And speaking of the W, for the W, made for the W, and the
Yes.
okay? Wow, the WNBA has welcomed you in so many ways, and it's really nice to see like the expansion of women in sports and women
It's
doing.
so great.
And I mean, tell us about that. Tell us about your connection and how you got to work with the WNBA.
Well, I work with this organization. They actually used to be called, they started off being called WNBA Kicks. And what they realized that there was, you know how like when you watch the NBA, they have the tunnel fits and they talk about like what the players are wearing. They didn't have anything like that for the WNBA. So they created WNBA Kicks to talk about the sneaker culture within the players in WNBA. And they ended up having to change their name to Made for the W. And Made for the W not only talks about the WNBA, but it also encompasses all women's sports. So for a long time for them, I was hosting a show with them called Test Run, where we would raid the sneaker closets of WNBA players. That was fun. Then they had some other content pieces that I hosted for them as well. So I got to meet a lot of my favorite basketball players growing up, like Dawn Staley, for example, Cheryl Swoops. I got to actually meet these people. And these are women that I had up on my wall growing up. So that was like a huge, like full circle moment. And most recently, they just did a hat collab with Lids, The Drop. And I was one of the featured models. And super duper great experience. Like I'm on the Lids page, and it's cool. Like they ended up utilizing my picture a lot, so I felt like a little bit of a model. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to jump into my modeling bag a little bit. I don't know, but
Close to Cheryl Swoops, first of all.
she
Okay.
was so nice. Like her, Don Sally, like they were so cool, man.
Wow. Well, I know that's right. Look at you just living life, doing what you gotta
Man, I had a cool last year, man.
do. Yes.
2022 was really good to me,
And
for
Liz,
sure.
oh, big up to Liz. Like, listen,
Oh yeah, for sure. Because that
super,
was the first
supermodel.
women's collab that they did for the
Wow.
WNBA. We paid homage to the first 8 teams of the WNBA, and that had never been done. So I'm so proud of Mel and Sim. Like they're such great women,
Mhm.
and they always are looking to push the culture forward. And they just actually they're doing a content deal with Snapchat, and they just posted that. So I'm like, guys, I'm so excited for you. So you may or may not see me back on there, but hopefully they bring me back. That'll be fun. I
Oh,
love doing work with them.
absolutely. Absolutely. You will be everywhere you're supposed to be, and you will be welcomed because you are awesome. You're magic. Everything you do is like, okay, we couldn't have done that without her. We probably didn't even think of doing that until she came in the fold. So I
Thank
just
you so much.
absolutely. Every time I look at what you're doing, I'm just so proud of you because you're walking into your destiny. You're walking into your journey. You're giving them your best. Your magic is showing, you're shining. And I'm just really proud of all the stuff you get to do. Like even when you do speaking engagements with Nike and SneakerCon, like everybody ain't walking up and waking up doing that, mama.
That's true. That is facts.
Is absolute facts. Okay. What were you thinking when you got to do those things? Like, wow, I'm speaking at a Nike event. I'm speaking at SneakerCon. This is me. This is my thing. Like, how did you feel and what were you thinking?
My face was like, oh, in my head, I'm like screaming, right? But outside, I gotta be cool. You know what I mean? I gotta be chill. But I think it's just funny because years prior to this, I was thinking about doing the things that I'm doing now, and
Yeah.
those are the things that I was praying for. I was like, the last thing I prayed, well, I pray all the time, but the last thing that I asked for last year, I was like, God, I need consistent wins. I
Mhm.
just want consistent wins. And he was like, all right, boop, there you go. But with the Nike sneakers app thing, that was crazy because I just applied for it. Like they were looking for new hosts for the show in New York. And I'm back and forth to New York all the time. I've been living in Atlanta for almost 9 years, but I come back and forth a lot. I actually record in New York most of the time. So I'm in New York all the time. So I'm like, I'm just gonna apply, right? And I didn't think anything of it. I actually waited until the absolute last moment because I wasn't gonna do it. But something was like, just do it. So I'm like, all right. So I did my video, I just submitted it and I forgot about it. And I got an email one day that was like, hey, we want you to come in to do the audition, the in-studio audition. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, let me get a ticket real quick. So I had to like find a ticket. I came in and I did the first interview and it went from 3,000 people, right? So it was 3,000 people that had applied for the job. When I got there the first day, it went from 3,000 to, I want to say like 8. They had narrowed it down to 8 people. So I did my first test and I'm like, all right, I felt pretty good about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my best. The worst they can say is no. And if they say, yeah, we just gonna figure it out, So I'm sitting at dinner. I had walked over to Soho and I'm just sitting at dinner and I'm like, oh, I got to check into my flight because I was literally supposed to leave that evening. So I had my finger on the button to say check in and my phone rang. And it was the producers calling me back and they're like, we would like for you to come back tomorrow for a callback. We really love what you did. And I'm like, okay. And at the time I didn't have the money to change my flight. And my cousin, who's like a second mom to me, and one of my closest friends was like, you're not missing this opportunity. Like, if we got to send you the money so you can change your flight, that's what we're going to do. So my cousin sent me the money, I changed my flight, and I came back the next day. And that day it had went from 8 people to 5. It was 5 of us. So we had to do the test with one another. So, me and Jamerson, we're talking and we're, me and him have very similar personalities. We're very outgoing, very silly, and we were able to like bounce off of each other very well. So I felt pretty confident that we did well, right? And I'm like, you know what? I know we did well. Whether we don't get it, we get it, whatever. Like, I know we did good. And the waiting was so bad. Like, I think we waited for like a month to hear back. And so I would text Jamerson like, yo, did you hear anything? And he's like, no, did you? And I'm like, no, they're killing me. I need to know. And then one day I'm sitting at work and I get a phone call. I was on a call with like one of my coworkers and my phone's ringing and I'm like, that's Nike. And I told my coworker, so I'm sorry, I have to go. This is a really important call. Got off of that call because we didn't care and got on my phone. And it was Steven from Nike. And they were just like, we want you for the show. I knew from when you came in, when you sent your audition tape, I knew that I wanted you for the show then. So out of 3,000 people, me and Jamerson were picked. And like, when I say I was just like, what? Like, it was so crazy, but I feel like God doesn't make mistakes, right? So
purpose. That is for
how I didn't know how I was going to make it work, but I was like, I'm going to make it work. And it has been an incredible, awesome journey. I actually leave Tuesday. We shoot again on Wednesday. So if anybody has a sneakers app, to Wednesday at 2:00, we will be doing our next episode. We're going to be showcasing some more kicks that are coming out.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was crazy. That was a hard secret for me to keep from people. Like, I wanted to like tell everybody, but
right.
I made it a point.
Like, I'm not that. I'm just chilling.
Like, yeah, I'm just, working, just waiting for the next thing. Like, because I didn't want to say anything until I actually got the contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you never know. Like, things can always change. And I've had that happen where I got excited about something and then it falls through. And now you look like you have egg on your face. You know what I mean?
But the part about it is what's really for you is really for you. So sometimes things come into your life so you can see what's possible, because possibilities is a true thing. And then there's goals that'll actually get completed because they're specifically for you. But you had to exercise before you got to actually run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just so happy that you never give up and that your magic is always in play, and just wow. So, okay, what are your go-to kicks right now? What
go-to kicks? I'm actually gonna showcase, because it's hard to choose because it really depends on the day. But I'm gonna showcase 2 of my most recent pickups, which New Balance, which I absolutely love my New Balances, and then a pair of Jordans. So I'll start off with my Jordans. So I just recently picked up the Jordan 2.
Yes. Ooh.
This is like a Kelly green, I want to say.
Wow.
Very minimal. But what I love about this shoe, and we actually showcased this on the show, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get these because the colors are so nice. And I have some ideas of fits. I actually did an interview with Atlanta Streetwear Market about a week ago, and I wore these, and everybody was like, "Man, it was a clean." I'm like, "Yeah, it has the sail laces in it, the sail bottom, and you got like the green accent, so it's a clean shoe, very clean."
That looks like fun. It looks like something you wear when you're going to Coney Island or hanging out with your friend. Like it looks super.
Yeah,
Super fun.
yeah, and it's minimal. Like it's lucky green, which to me is like a Kelly green. And you could just do so much with it because it's so minimal and the colors still pop and you can still make something of it. And then these are my babies. Shout out to New Balance. They actually sent me these. These are a collaboration with a Black brand called, they're based out of LA. They're called Bricks and Wood. And this is the 9060. This is another very minimal shoe, but the details on this go crazy. So like the insole is like green, so it looks like grass on the inside. And then the laces are fuzzy, so they've got like fuzzy laces, which is like my favorite part of the whole shoe, the fuzzy laces. And then you've got a couple of green accents here. You got a little bit of powder blue in here, but the suede and the mesh insets in here are really, really great.
Yeah,
And again, this is the second collab with Bricks and Wood and New Balance. These are great.
oh, you are doing it. Oh,
Shout out to them and shout out to Bricks and Wood too. Like it's so dope to see like Black designers getting sneakers, getting collaborations with big brands. So shout out to them, and their clothes and stuff are really dope too. So Bricks and Wood.
y'all are, wow, that's so cool. You get to do all these special things with special people. It's your time.
It's my time. Yes, I'm taking that for sure.
Absolutely. And I heard you mention recording because you are a phenomenal singer.
I
Phenomenal.
can't sing right now. I'm nasally right now. Lord.
But listen, your vocals with West Side Gun, come on, Griselda, come on. You are a phenomenal singer.
Shout out to them, man. Like they're just so to see their growth over the last couple of years has been amazing. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I'm like, to be a part of that history is just really cool.
You know who heard your voice?
Jay-Z heard my voice. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like can't nobody tell me nothing. Jay-Z heard my voice. I'm cool now. I'm officially cool. Like he probably wouldn't be able to pick me out of a lineup. Probably won't even remember. And like, oh, okay, like whatever. But you heard it, bro. So it don't matter. I'm cool.
I think that in due time, we find our people, and it's not a hard find. It's people that will love on you and love what you do, and you know they'll express that because you're somewhere expressing that about everyone. Like everything you said about Jameson, you just kept. I thought that was beautiful. There was a lot of excitement, and even with the people at Nike, and then with like these communities, these teams, these collaborations, they bring us joy. So it's like, why stifle yourself from that? You know what I mean? Life is long and short at the same time. So if you want to be a part of the good times, you have to bring the good times. You can't bring something less than and expect people to give you the opposite of what you brought. That's not what's going to be in the room. So I feel like you carry your magic with you, and it's always someone already in the room that's like, oh, I can identify with that. I have the same kind of magic, or I love that. And that's what I see in you. And I want to give you a vision word for today.
Okay.
I have a YAAYYOU Notes to Self affirmations album with 100 affirmations and acronyms. It's an audio album that discusses that it's okay to believe in you. It all starts inside with the words you say to yourself. And people listen to it in the morning when they want to get themselves up, and if they want to keep themselves up throughout the day. And I think the vision word for you is magic, because
I like that.
You're so wow. It's like, oh, it's gonna work. I don't know what made it work, but it's gonna work.
I say that to myself every day. I literally was like sitting in my car the other day because I wanted cookies, right? You know how like you just have those cravings, want cookies, like I had to have them. So I'm sitting outside the cookie spot and I'm like, yo, I really don't know how the hell I'm making certain things happen. I'm just like,
We are like we all are walking in our magic. So many things happen
yeah,
into me, and then it allows me to do stuff for other people. When I do stuff
yeah,
for people that they feel is so miraculous, they're like, how are you able to do that? And how are you so positive? And they have no idea the bigness of the people that have helped me and still helping me. The people
yeah,
that it seems like they came out of nowhere, or they spoke of me in another space, and this is working and this is growing. And so it's like a cycle, and it's
yeah.
circulating all this good energy. And I just applaud you for that. Like, to find you as someone that I'm keeping, because I keep people, okay? I
Well,
keep
definitely the keeping is mutual. So
I keep people.
that's it.
I always
That's
say
it.
when like, okay, if they need someone like Tiona, I'm gonna let somebody know and stuff like that. And your magic is always on display without you even trying. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't even have to try. Whatever you're going through, it really feels like the energy is lifting and rising up. Something's going to fix, something's going to be okay. And I love that for you. And I know that you do that for other people, because we are beings that do that. We don't just get, we tend to give. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna, that's the only way that we continue to do what we do, is because we have to give it away. If you don't give it away, you hold it for yourself, it doesn't do any good.
what do
The
you
energy dies.
There's
Like
a
we are given these gifts to give them. You know what I mean? Like that's, and I think that's one of the main things I want to focus on this year as well too. So I have Tough Diamonds, which is like my non-for-profit kind of organization. Shout out to Naj because I'm giving her that. I was like, please help me with this. But the goal is to get back in the community and do more with young women in the community for sure. So I know I'm planning on something for Women's History Month in Miami. And I've done some work with Girl Power Miami out there. So very excited to hopefully partner with them again. And this year I really want to give back more, because I feel like, you know, I've been blessed to make it to doing what it is that I do. And it's not even that I'm all the way up here and I'm like, oh, I'm so good. It's not even that. It's just a lot of young women don't have positive role models that they can look up to. Like they feel like they only have to be a singer, or they only have to be a rapper, or they only have to be a hot girl. You know what I mean? And these are the only options. But there's so much more, you
What I
know?
think
So
is awesome about that is that when people discover their own magic inside, they can say, oh, I'm going to open up a shop. I'm going to do hair. I'm going to do what I feel like doing and what feels good to me at the time.
mhm.
So it's no judgment. It's just a lot of love and a lot of, well, if you have direction, move along in it and people will be there, but you got
Yeah,
to come up with your own personal direction, your own personal mantra. And I think that we were blessed to have people tell us that throughout our life. So when we get a chance to tell someone else that, it's like, tell them, let them know, hey, pick something. As soon as you pick it, you'll start on your way. Start on your way to being it. You
yeah,
want to be a doctor, pick that you want to be a doctor. Don't be afraid to say your goals in front of your friends if they're your friends. And from there, life just starts happening. Life is going to keep happening as long as you're on the planet. So just pick your thing, pick a couple of things, but get into it. That way you're so focused on what you're in, you don't have time to worry about what someone else is in. Like, that's
yeah.
super weird to me. So, just
It is weird. That is the way that the world is right now. People need good role models because there's so much craziness going on right now. It's just weird.
you're a
So
role model, and I'm thankful for you. I want to give you the acronyms for your word magic. For magic,
okay. Wait, I gotta write it down. I'm gonna write it down on my phone right now. Let me pull this up. Let me put it at okay, M.A.G.I.C. Okay, I'm ready.
M is miracle. You are a miracle. You are A is abundant.
Ooh,
G is grace.
That's a good one, because I don't feel like I'm graceful at all.
Oh, you absolutely are. You bring peace to people because they can believe that what you are brought together to do with them is going to work and it's okay. So that's how you bring grace to people. Grace for yourself comes with your calmness, and you have to have understanding that whatever your result is that you want is on its way. You know, it's all perspective. And I is inspiring because woof, you inspire so many people. Oh my
Yeah, that's so cool.
C is calming. You're absolutely someone that calms the situation. I know, just like you said, the gentleman said that when he saw your tape, he knew that it was you. Now, they had to do the whole process of seeing all these people, and he couldn't shake that. He had a peace in himself that knew it's still her. It's still her. This is going to work. It's going to be fabulous. And it's still her. And it was still you. Lucky for Jameson, he was rocking with you.
Right. That's like my brother. Like, it's so funny how you just meet people along the way, and you just they gravitate to you, or you gravitate to them, and they just become part of your
All
family. Like,
the time.
I was like, Jameson, you're like my brother now. Sorry.
All the time.
Sorry.
We keep people. We keep them. We keep people
Yep.
worthy. And I don't give out advice. I just have conversations. I don't give out any advice. I just have conversations. I'm a good listener because we're all human. You know, we've all
Yeah.
had so much loss and different things happening. So we're living in new times. It's almost like we're the survivors. So as the survivors, we have to be gentle with each other and just kind of have, you know, an exchange that we can actually use.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's so easy to do, because a lot of people love to give you things, like give you advice that doesn't mean anything. You're like, why? What is it?
It's just conversations, you know, just have the moment that we're having. We're all just kind of learning and having a
Yeah.
human experience. So,
Yep.
but
Nobody is a guru at anything. We're all still learning and
right.
evolving. And
Yeah.
one thing, like, I don't want people to don't tell me what to do. Like, I love suggestions, like suggesting things, and saying, you know what, I tried this and it worked for me. Maybe this can work for you. Like, I don't tell people what to do.
Because if
I
it's
ask them, or I tell them what worked for me, and this may work for you, it may not. I don't know. That's my disclaimer. If it don't work for you, don't come for me. I don't know, but I don't want anybody telling me, especially like if you haven't done it at a level that's greater than, you know what I mean? Like,
if it's in
that's
conversation
counterproductive.
and it's an exchange of ideas, the person can have that exchange with you and go on about their life. But if
Yeah.
people give you advice, they seem to attach themselves to what they told you. So now they're drilling you to make sure you do it, and it's almost like they lose focus of what they came to do, unless they think
Yeah.
it's designed to drill you. I don't know, but it's like,
It's
oh yeah,
weird. I don't,
and let's enjoy life.
some
Life is
energies are
meant to
just
be
not
lived. I'm here to be loved and loving.
right.
Life is meant
Yep.
to be lived, and we're doing it. Let's toast to life being
Yes.
amazing. And thank you so much for agreeing to be toasted to. I am so happy for you. This is your time and this is your year.
First of all, I want to thank you for doing this. I think it's sometimes when people go through life, we don't really take a chance to sit down and look at all the things that we've done. We just do, right? And for you to shine the light on them and say, hey, look, I see what you're doing, and I just want to show you how awesome you are, and let other people see how awesome you are, just out of just genuinely just being who you are. I think that's great, and I appreciate it. Because, you know, who doesn't want to toast to themselves? But you know what? Let's toast to you.
Oh, not me.
It you. This is for you, because you are awesome. And who'da thunk? Like, we met like how many years ago, randomly at a studio in Union Square. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. What's so cool is that we get to see, because of technology and all the new apps and things happening, we get to see you living life and doing amazing.
Yeah.
And you never know what a person is going through on a real level. So if someone can send some good energy your way through, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, receive that. And I think that's amazing, because there was a time before all of this where people would be still going through things and going to studio and living their life, and there would not be an e-connection where they could talk to people that would say, you know what, I needed that. So when I see you doing things, it inspires me because I need that. And you tell me all the time how I inspire you. So I feel you need that. And I think that that's the exchange we're having here. We're having on this planet, everyone's having an exchange of, okay, I can use that at this time, or that's really cool. Oh, let me think differently about what I got going on and be okay. Because you can think yourself into goodness, you know. And sometimes when people are alone and they don't have a proper community or team or someone to bounce off of, they end up thinking themselves into a little hole. So nothing works until they change their mind and or mind their business. Everything is about your mind. Right? You can change your mind or mind your business.
Mind your business, please.
Your business.
There's so many people that need that.
And I'm just thankful that we're doing it together. Oh my God, this was so fun. Yay.
This is good.
Thank you, Tiona.
Thank you.
Amazing. And yeah.
And you see, Rebel didn't come back. She was like, "Oh, you kicked me out one too many times. I'm good now." I'm like, "All right."
I love Rebel. Look at that skin. You better get a skin commercial.
Man, I will take that.